Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Testing, guys. Yo, what's up? Welcome back to Vencabot, a Batman Arkham Asylum action. My name is Dave. Guys, I'm already late as fuck today. I was late as fuck anyway because I woke up today to a very rare occurrence, guys. So if you guys know me, and most of you guys do, which I'm grateful for, you guys know that I put a lot of work into the YouTube channel, our YouTube archive. That's at youtube.com/Vencabot archive, or just punch in Vencabot in the search bar. New videos daily, guys. New videos daily. Anyway, a big part of that is, of course, gameplay and pizza in a movie and pizza in cartoons and pretty much everything we do here, right? It goes live on YouTube. And because of the nature of our channel here, I get a lot of copyright claims, which is fair. Well, let me rephrase that. It's fair sometimes, right? It's the reason why I get so many copyright claims is because the content that we make here, as opposed to some other channels that exist on YouTube, it's not entirely my own copyrighted works. Right? Like, in all seriousness, it's still a legal gray area, this whole idea of streaming gameplay, because this image of Batman, this asset that somebody put work into at Rocksteady and published by Warner Brothers Games, this menu here, the music, the gameplay, all this stuff is copyrighted to Warner Brothers, and I have no legal right to stream this game, to use its content as a part of my own material, as part of my own content, and the only reason why we see this whole phenomenon of Let's Plays on the web as of, let's say, the year 2006 or whatever, is because, well, two reasons, right? Back in the day, before Content ID was very strong on YouTube, there was really no way for a publisher to find every piece of content of their game and put out a copyright strike, right? But as, Content ID has evolved on YouTube and becomes much more automated for publishers to find their footage of their games and to strike channels, they have decided widely not to do that because Let's Plays are, let me put it two ways. First of all, they're a great promotion for their games, right? Like, to have your game be more entrenched into gamer culture means that your studio in general, your publishing studio, your publishing house, is looked at more positively by consumers. And second of all, if you strike a YouTube channel, it's a bad look. Somebody will say on social media, "I'm Vencabot and fucking Warner Brothers Games strike my account," and then let's say I was more of an influencer, right? That might negatively impact the consumer's opinion of your product. So we find that, although again, as someone that thinks of himself as kind of an expert on copyright, I can tell you with 100% certainty that gameplay footage, any Let's Play, is it's even unfair to call it a legal gray area. This is a violation of copyright, what I'm doing right now. The violation of copyright, and for the vast majority of the time, these publishers choose not to claim my content on my channel for reasons of public relations, right? That's really how it goes. And the other content I put out a lot of is public domain film, right? We watch a lot of pizza in a movie, we do pizza in cartoons, and a lot of our channel's stuff comes from public domain film works, which, again, that's sort of asking for trouble. Not because, it's kind of the opposite reason, right? Because unlike with gameplay, it's not a legal gray area at all. It's totally legal to stream public domain films and things like that. But because there are so many releases of these public domain movies and stuff, that means that there's a lot of copyright confusion on YouTube about it in terms of their automated system. Because YouTube has an automated system for identifying copyrighted materials. And so, for instance, this DVD right here that I have, right? This is Toon Time, the Ultimate Cartoon Collection. This is one I use. It's a compilation of public domain cartoons. That's where our pizza and cartoons come from that disc. And there are hundreds and thousands of discs like that at your local dollar store, going back to the VHS days, because it's public domain. Anyone can release it, right? Which also means that anyone on YouTube can copyright claim it. So I guess what I'm trying to get around to saying here, guys, is that our channel gets a lot of copyright claims, whether they be legitimate through a video game publisher or illegitimate because of copyrighted content or public domain stuff.
He's trying to hurt me.
I'm glad it saved me at the checkpoint. That's nice. But anyway, guys, today I get to go on that whole rant to say that only 2 times in my entire streaming career have I ever lost a copyright dispute. Basically, I get claimed all the time on YouTube, and I always dispute it if I think that I have the right to. Lately, I've been getting copyright claimed for Batman because of the music in the game by Warner Brothers, and I've not been disputing those. I've just been letting it rock. Which means when these go live on YouTube in a year or so, they're going to have ads on them for Warner Brothers, which is annoying, but that's the way it is. Again, they have the copyright to it. But in most cases, the claims are illegitimate. And in those situations, I always dispute the claim, and I always win. But as of this morning, guys, I have lost my second ever claim, which was for the Betty Boop cartoon Musical Mountaineers on our 24-hour stream. So I spent today, the reason why we got started, let me rephrase this. The reason why I started the stream about an hour and a half late was because I was digging through the Library of Congress copyright renewal archives from 1968 to prove my point that these cartoons are in public domain, which I shouldn't have had to do. It's common knowledge.
I am stronger than you.
Because we experienced the unusual case of the, this copyright claim being denied, or this dispute being denied. Fuck. I had to do it. They really, I sent I made my point, as I always do. I said, hey guys, you sent this claim in error. Fuck. And so you need to withdraw the copyright claim. And again, I've only ever, this only ever not happened twice in my whole career. This is one of those times. This is the second time it ever happened. Where they said, no, we do have the copyright to that. You're wrong. We have the copyright to that cartoon. So I had to send an appeal and say, no, you did not. And here's the proof. So we'll see how this goes, guys. They might actually copyright strike me and actually remove my video from YouTube. And I'll have very little recourse because of how broken YouTube's system is. Again, if they deny my appeal, then what am I gonna do? Is get a fucking lawyer? Because that's what it would take. So I want to run, basically, throw, roll that way. I have 3 dimensions to run around in here, basically. I can dodge in. I think overly fixated on dodging left and right. I can dodge in. Gives me much more room to escape. Fuck, but once again, I dodge straight back. It would help to help me get this whole 3D thing going if the camera angle wasn't so ass. It feels very two-dimensional with the angle that I get. Okay, more guys are coming. Okay. I'd love to take the guy out. Oh, fuck. I mentioned on the last stream, this is really annoying. This game got some criticism that when its launch for these boss fights, the way they kind of engineered them. At the time, I understood, like I stuck up for Rocksteady because the combat is so good in this game. It makes sense to me. Oh fuck. To have the boss fights incorporate the regular hand-to-hand combat by putting thugs into the battlefield. But the downside is that this game really is at its best when you're getting long combos and maintaining those combos. And in the boss fights, you have to be very conservative because there's constantly shit getting in your way. You have to let your combo drop. Like, you have to literally just let it drop. Which is not super cool. It doesn't really fit the same way. It doesn't feel like the regular combat. Probably gonna lose here. So always go in a circle. That's what I need to do. Like, go around a circle. Yeah, go around in a circle. Yeah, 3-dimensional here. It's not as 2D as it looks. There we go. See, I can dive in.
He's trying to hurt me.
Trying to hurt me, lady. See, I would love to just go in there and keep my combo going, but because of the grass, I really just gotta wait instead of let the combo drop. Okay, go this way. shit. This is bad. Very bad! Fuck. Yes, camera angle also sucks for hard mode. I mentioned in the last stream that they addressed this concern in later games in the series. But in this game, on hard mode, they don't put the counterattack flashes, like the spider sense essentially, above Batman's head when attacks are coming. Oh no! What the fuck?
You're nothing but food now, Batman.
Hit him again! Knock him down. Ivy wants him stopped.
You're dead and buried,
So,
darling.
yeah, when they attack you in this game on hard mode, there is no flash. There is no, like, flash on hard mode. And that's fun, for the most part. I think it's a cool idea. You can kind of tell when they're attacking you, for the most part. But in fights like this, where the camera angle is so extreme or pulled back, it's a real nightmare. Like, this is not really balanced super well for, you know, for them to take that away from you. Let me see what I missed in the chat here. So, Prince, I bought Mega Man Legends 1 and 2 because I watched you play them, huh? To be honest, I bought a ton of PS1 games off PSN because of your stream. I can attest to the free advertising for them, LMAO. Yeah, see, that's what I'm talking about, dude. I hope you enjoyed them as well. Those are games that really mean a lot to me. Mega Man, Legends 1 and 2 mean a lot to me personally. I wonder if looking back on them without the nostalgia from you know, a younger person looking back, if they would have anywhere near the same impact. Because at the time, a part of what made Mega Man Legends so great was that it was like playing an anime, back when this is something that we had no exposure to whatsoever. I think that one part of the game that's going to always age well is that they have that feel of a 90s anime that you cannot recapture. There's just no recapturing it. Even though we have a lot of games these days that are anime-esque, none of them are anime-esque the way Mega Man Legends is. Oh, what the fuck was the close to that? I know they killed me here. So I kind of started playing Blue Dragon today, huh? Part 1 is up on what? YouTube channel? Am I subscribed to you on YouTube, Connor? Or do you mean on Twitch?
My plants will enjoy feeding.
Sorry, love. You're plucked.
Damn. Program your own video sharing website to take the place of YouTube and become rich, huh? I mean, like Vimeo. Am I following you on YouTube, Connor? I don't remember seeing a notification about
Save me
it.
from the evil bat.
This boss fight is hard for one reason, and that's just the camera angle, honestly. Like, if I could actually see what the hell is going on, this would be so much easier. Not only in terms of fighting these guys, and knowing where the vines were coming down at, but also in terms of dodging those stupid little... Dodging the little fireballs she throws. That'd be so much easier if I could see in 3 dimensions instead of just seeing this fight from the extreme side angle.
I'll choke the
What?
life out of you.
What?
Ivy wants him stopped.
Dude, I'm gonna just have to, like, my hope was that I could get so good at this I could clear without taking damage.
You're
Normally,
nothing
I don't
but
mind
food
doing hard
now,
modes with less HP.
Batman.
Because it just encourages you to be more and more
You're
strict, right?
dead and buried.
You gotta play more and more on point to survive. But it's getting to the point where it's like, I feel like it's very hard to not take stray damage. It's such a long fight. I might just have to raise my health. I've been trying to avoid that.
Save me from the evil bat.
I definitely can't use any animation that's very long. Like, I think I don't want to go for any kind of, like, takedowns, which is really annoying. Again, this is a criticism the game got back in the day, and at the time I didn't get it. I didn't really follow that criticism, but now it's like, yeah, I can't do my takedowns. I can't keep my combos going. Like, this is really fucking annoying. Just gotta wait, basically. A lot of sitting around and waiting. See, that was kind of a risk. What's up, a cow says?
I am stronger than you.
I think that this circle strategy is gonna serve me well here. If I go in a circle, it makes life a lot easier. So basically, run until she opens up, and then dodge in a circle. Yeah, again, basically, this is not as bad as it once seemed. It's now it's just mostly this fucking... I'm more concerned about the grass. Because again, sometimes you can hardly even tell where the grass is. I don't know if it's colorblind or what. But it blends in a lot with the fucking ground. And the camera angle does not fucking help. Likewise, these stray hits from these thugs deals a lot of damage. Oh no!
I will crush you like the insect you are.
Like, how could I have gotten out of there? Where? Here? No? There was no grass where I was standing. But whatever. Just go on and kill me.
My plants will enjoy feeding.
Like, she shot some kind of swervy wave on that one. That just filled a whole area with grass. And again, I was standing in a spot that had no grass. But because I was in that area where the grass was, that it was like, it still hit me. It was such a huge, I had to go like way to the left, I guess. Get your burgers for $5. Get your burgers here, $5.
Save me from the evil bats.
That didn't sound right. I would love to get a takedown there. This is so tedious. I just want to remove him from the fight, but I really can't. Batman's punches do like no damage. So I gotta wait for them to all get grabbed up, then get a few more punches in. Now where is it gonna come up? Where's the grass? Over there, I guess? Okay. There's so much anxiety when she puts that vine to the ground, like trying to find where the grass is coming up. Because the grass is very thin. And it's not like dense. There's like a little bit of grass that comes up, and there's a much larger area that it affects than what it shows. So it's not always clear. Fuck! Okay, again, I'm surprised those vines came as far toward me as they did. What the fuck? Now I gotta wait. Am I in the vines? I think I am, right?
Feeling the pressure.
I read that as $5. I was hella confused, huh? $5. Alright, I'm gonna do, I hear some audio shit happening with my mixer. I'm gonna unplug the sound real quick and replug it in. Hopefully that addresses the issue of that bizarre clipping going on. Let's see here. Oh, I haven't even damaged her yet. Oh, okay, I'll go and kill her. What am I missing here? Outside of a health up?
You're nothing but food now.
I gotta take them out faster. I gotta kill them faster. How can I kill them without using a takedown?
And again.
I got my grappling hook. I got
You're
my
dead
stun. I haven't been using it all.
buried, darling.
I wish I could hit them while they're being grabbed. Maybe I can hit them while being grabbed with batarangs. It just takes forever to kill them.
Save me from the evil bats.
Can I go into the vines when they're popping up? I feel like I can sometimes. Is it safe over here? No, it's not.
The pressure.
There was no grass there, bro. There was no grass there. Okay, I give up. This is fucking annoying. Let's just upgrade. I'm salty, but we pretty much have to do it. Okay. Now we have hella health. It's not going that hot, Steve. It would be cool if you could spray the explosive shit on them and blow up the whole group. I think you can in later games.
I'll choke the life out of you.
Damn. How'd you know my fetish?
Yeah. Don't let him get to Hit him harder.
My plants enjoy feeding.
Don't let him get to Ivy.
I got squished to death.
Sorry, love. You're plucked.
Bitch! How cool would it be if they modded the game just to have Batman clap back whenever they talk shit? How come it says upgrade? Oh no! I hate autosaves.
I need help here, boys.
Okay, watch the grass. See, I can't attack them right there. Now, where's the grass? Oh, please. Where is it? Okay. I don't know why he throws it at her. Hope it's safe over here. Like, look how far the vines came. There was no grass over there. I'm so lucky that I got out of this range. Again, I wish he would just die. He's the last one left. Look at those vines. They're nowhere near the fucking grass effect. Oh, he's actually dead now. Oh, please don't hit me.
Give in to a more powerful force, Batman.
Like what? You? Run around in the third dimension. I hurt her more somehow. Probably not, right?
Save me from the evil bats.
Not that bad, lady. That worked out pretty well. If you can hit them when they're coming down, it seems pretty effective. When they're first coming down. Fuck! That was close. Okay, go counterclockwise. Run it around, run it around. Oh, man. Okay, there's the grass way over there on the far right. That one's on the far left. I can stand right here just fine. Go and fuck this man up.
He's trying to hurt me.
Okay, don't go over there. There's a little bit of grass over there. Oh, God! Okay, that's on the far left. Oh, am I gonna get out of the range in time? Why didn't he attack? Am I safe over here? Where's the grass? It's a huge patch with no grass in the middle. That was crazy looking. How so, Steve? The sound effects with that's what kind of the shrieking? Me combo. That's pretty close to the edge over there. Watch the grass.
I cannot beat Mother Nature. But
I ain't
she
trying
can
to.
destroy you.
Trying to beat you. What Mother Nature, bitch? There's a crazy lady. Oh, fuck! That's 3. Last phase.
I need help here, boys.
The Dragon Punch. Don't hit her, hit him. Why would you auto-target her? So really, one thing I've learned is if you put them near the edge, it's a pretty effective way to get rid of them quick. Gee, that's close. Why is there grass now? Okay, let's get my gun majig. Oh no, it sucks. You blew up my plant. Come on, Batman, what the fuck? What a drag, man. Well, I can see that, I guess. I guess she's dead. Batman's like, fuck, I killed somebody. I broke my rule. Why is there fireworks?
Batman! I know it's been a long, hard night, but good news! The party's about to start. We've got something for everyone. Music, dancing, chemicals that create monsters.
Is this game over?
Don't want to miss it. So get your ass over to the cell block, or you'll miss your final surprise.
Go to the party. Isn't that the final encounter? Or no, I'm here. I'm here, so that over there is... I think that might be the end of the game. So it seems that the final boss just gives me a similar vibe. I'm trying to remember the final boss. Oh yeah, because like a big weird plant thing, right? Yeah. Exactly, Brian. Yeah, I got my armor upgraded and didn't even get hit doing it. Yeah. Yeah, it was really more of insurance at that point. What I exercised there was basically what I had learned in the previous fights of fighting them near the edge to make it go faster, and just being extra cautious about the stupid fucking grass. But I didn't want to do it again. That's why I upgraded my health. Like, I didn't want to have to risk doing it again. So do I have every upgrade now? No, I'm still missing this one over here. Well, that being the last one, and I'll probably get that one next, huh? The one that makes it easier to do the mini-game. Okay. Well, right now, it's time. It's 10:35 right now. Eastern. Let's see here. Oh, hi. Okay. That was weird. I'm glad these guys never came back. They're a pretty annoying enemy type. They're not that interesting. I'd rather just have regular thugs out here to beat up on. So there's certain places that I can't get to. I assumed that when I killed Ivy that her plants would all retract. What's up, Belford? Welcome aboard. Yeah, I assumed that the things were blocked off by her vines would unblock off. Oh, hey, look at this. This got unblocked off, so yeah. Something did, anyway. Did I get this one already? Probably, huh? Yeah, okay. This is approximately where I want to be, right? To find that secret goodies. What's all this? Aha! Okay, so I guess things did retract, these plants. Not all of them, but some of them. How much longer are you stuck with the name Carol Baskin? What? Probably about 5 months, I guess? Probably. They're not wooden planks, they're metal planks. Only 4 days? Let's fucking go, dude. Let's see here. I thought it was like every 6 months you could change it. Yes. So this is the end of the game, I think. This game is shorter than I remember being. That's fine. You can't switch back, says Tomebox. That's it, you're done.
Can you defeat a mine such as mine?
Okay, 1 trophy left, 2 trophies left, and this riddle. Okay, let's look around for some trophies, guys. It's true, I feel like people know me now, huh? Carol Baskin. I like Welford more. Will says, is this your first playthrough of the Arkham games? No, not at all, Will. I'm a huge fan of this franchise. I have played this game many times through back in 09, which was, again, more than a decade ago now. So it's almost, not quite, I wouldn't say it's a blind playthrough, obviously. That's really the wrong word for it. But I really am experiencing it in many ways for the first time. I have a vague recollection of, you know, boss scenarios and story scenarios, but no recollection of, like, dungeon layouts or anything like that. Yeah, switch it back, dude, switch it back. This was the first game I ever platinum trophy. Same here, Will, same here. I loved it so much I had to plat it. And I haven't really, the only platinum games I've ever gotten were, or only platinums I ever got were every game in this franchise I platinum, except for Arkham Knight, I think. I don't think I got all the trophies, but for Arkham Origins and City and this game got plat, and the Ninja Gaiden games. That boy was running. Pepperidge Farms playthrough, dude. They might remember, but I don't, dude. So we need to find 2 trophies and a perspective puzzle, right? See here. Now I see it, now you don't. I heard this button was really annoying. It's gotta be up here, right? Stayed up till 4 AM the day I bought it and beat it, huh? I remember when this game's demo came out? When the demo came out, it was a fucking revelation. I knew it was gonna be day 1 buy. That's a good example of, you know, a demo done right. It was, you know, substantial. It really kind of, you know, outlined what the game was all about. And it was fucking godlike. And I was like, oh wow, this is gonna be a, you know, a truly amazing game. And it was. Haven't been around much, says Welford. You've been working and talking politics. Landed a new client today, though, so that's good. That is good. I guess. I would know, I guess. If you say it's good, I'll believe you. I don't know from clients. I'm not a professional. I think it's usually a good thing. The only game I've ever beaten the same day I bought it was BioShock Infinite, huh? What do you think about BioShock Infinite, man? I beat Undertale in 1 sitting. 1 16-hour sitting. Because I loved it so much I couldn't put it down. Max, I loved it. Very good game. Are you a big fan of the other BioShock games at all, Mac? That was me with Doom 1 shareware. I played it like easily 100 plus times before my parents finally broke down and bought it for me. That's exactly how I was with me in this game. I played the demo over and over and over. Even when I had done everything. I was like, well, I want to try and get a better time. Just an excuse to keep playing it, right? Just an excuse to keep playing it. It was so good. And the game came out and, masterpiece. Pepperidge Farm remembers the concepts, not the details, says 3Venge. That's the Pepperidge Farms lore. Did you guys ever play the demo for BioShock Infinite? That was a completely different game. Was it really, Tonebox? Only other games as well I've done that with was the original Metal Gear Solid on launch day. You beat it in 1 sitting. I liked BioShock 1 when I was 12, but it's a little too libertarian for me now, huh? What's up, Diane? Woohoo! When I feel heavy metal, woohoo! When I'm pins and I'm needles, woohoo! when I lie and I'm easy. All of this time and I never showed how I need you. Pleased to meet you. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. I got my head done when I was young. It's not my problem. No, it's not my problem. Go look that song up on YouTube, guys. They're fireworks, yeah, indeed. It is indeed time, Dion. But I'm wasting time, as always. Trying to find some Riddler trophies and having a good old time just exploring. Trying to wind down a bit. It's been kind of an anxious day so far today. Infinite goes really bizarre politically, and it's disappointing, says 3Bench. I bought the MGS HD collection on PS3 and 360 and beat Metal Gear Solid 3 in one sitting both times. That's the kind of game that can happen to you two, man. You can get so, like, fixated on that game that you can't just beat it in one sitting. I would say it's probably the longest of the Metal Gear Solid trilogy. Maybe 2 would be maybe a little bit longer in some respects. But it's so engrossing, and even then not that long. It's hard to put it down. I had the same experience for all Arkham games and Spider-Man. Beat them in one sitting. 2 is way longer than 3, says Mag. I was in like kindergarten for Asylum. I bet you're a young ass dude, Diane. Holy fuck, man. How is that possible? Are you in high school right now? This game came out in 09, bruh. If you're a young dude, there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with being young, guys. Don't hold it against them. That does seem a little bit crazy to me. Get off our lawns. Aha. Well, what do we have here? All's out here messing up grass plays, dude. I played Bioshock 1 on stream a couple years ago. I was not a huge fan of it. Just, you know, as a mechanical experience. I think the best thing about it was the graphics. Like the whole environment was really cool. I like Rapture a lot. I love that. I think that, it's one of those games that maybe this is unfair for me to say. Maybe there'll be those that disagree with me here. I think Bioshock's a game that's a bit overrated. I think that it's one of those games that has a really cool plot. And for that reason, people forgive its mediocre gameplay. It has a really... I love the story. I like the characters. I like the world they created. Visually and, in terms of dialogue and stuff. It was fun to explore and get lost in. In terms of, like the lore and the little tapes and stuff. But the gameplay was kind of whatever. It was just pretty boring, monotonous, repetitive shooting. And I'm not a shooting game player in general, but I have played better shooting games. It just seemed quite repetitive to me. Someone might call me young, says Diane. Turns out you can't stream the Metal Gear Solid HD collection through the Xbox. I had plans to play Metal Gear Solid 2 on stream, but Xbox said, no, what do you mean, Connor? Because of copyright reasons? Or because of I didn't know Xbox even had a feature like that, like PS4 does, for like stopping you from streaming stuff. Vita Chamber was a really bad design decision. You think so, Will? I'm not sure what you mean by that. I never had any problem with it. That reminds me of Diane. I just finished Night again today, so this has me hyped, huh? I said on a previous stream, Diane, that I'm not a huge fan of Night. I think it's a good game. In the same way that I think a lot of games are good that I don't like. But I wanted so much more from it, it's crazy. It's just crazy how much I was disappointed by that game. I should play the remaster Bioshock and see how I feel. I never played Bioshock 2 now that I think about it. My brother loves that one the most. And he hates Bioshock Infinite. I watched him play through it, and I'm inclined to dislike it as well from that experience I had with him. But I've tried myself someday, I suppose. So Shiva says he doesn't like first-person shooters in general. Kevin loves Arkham Asylum, but when will we see Arkham City stream? I'll look above my head. That's our follower goal right now. If you guys want to see Arkham City, you can drop a follow. We're what, like 40 follows away approximately from doing Arkham City? I'm a perpetual hater, yeah. What's the word I usually use? I don't say perpetual, I mean I say that I'm a Fuck, I forgot what I always say. But more Chief Jones. The Vita Chambers let you zerg on any encounter. Oh. Oh, yeah, I guess. I guess it's my own disposition, Will. When I play games, I'm over-fixated on not dying. Like, I really, like, get invested in not dying just because I don't know, I feel like I kind of, like, relate to my character, I guess. I don't want to die. So it wasn't really a problem for me. Very rarely in games crosses my mind to abuse, like, a respawn mechanic to try to beat a situation. Just because I don't want to die. For me, the desire to not die is usually its own, you know, it's usually a worthwhile deterrent to death. I don't need to necessarily, like, lose points or lose EXP or lose anything like that to not want to die. I usually just don't want to die. Because I hate seeing the game over screen, really. The same people who made Gone Home made Bioshock 2. Maybe it's good, huh? Card carrying, maybe that's what it is, Matt. Card carrying hater. Dying hurts his tone bots, huh? So what we're looking for right now, guys, is a, oh fuck. Is one of the puzzles, there's a puzzle where you have to stand in a certain spot and get a photograph. I'm trying to find out where that spot is. There's a lot of wandering around and chatting, which I love. Oh, Steve says, ugh, Gone Home. I'm not sure what the hell Gone Home was. I also didn't know it was by a different team from the first Bioshock. The Bioshock 2, that is. Diane says Gone Home with a godlike. What the hell is Gone Home? I got my head checked by a jumbo jet. It wasn't easy. No, but nothing is. Woohoo. So I'm looking for either a dot, like a spray-painted dot that's only visible while you're in bat vision, or a spray-painted question mark. Either one will give me a pretty good hint of where I'm supposed to stand. But I haven't seen either one yet. And Dion warned me this was a especially annoying one of these puzzles. My love is like an orchard. Nice fireworks sound effects. Walking sim, no brain game, perfect for 3S players. Max says it was cool, huh? It's a walking sim with a very shallow and predictable story. One person's shallow and predictable is another person's classic and archetypal. Isn't that interesting? I hated The Last of Us for those same reasons. The Last of Us is a game that people fucking loved, and they loved the story of it. My complaint was that it was predictable and cliche. But those that loved it said that it was, again, it was a classic story, a timeless story, a story that's been told 100 times maybe, but it's a story that never gets old. Aha! The dot! Oh, man. That means the little question mark must be right over here somewhere. So we gotta look from underneath, huh? Do I prefer Asylum or City? Both are great, so there ain't a wrong answer. Welcome aboard, Rymian. Have we met Rymian? The name sounds kind of familiar. Welcome aboard. It's predictable, but I thought it was sweet, huh? Yeah, again, predictable is not always a terrible thing. Again, I'm not inclined to take sides here, of course. Again, I hated The Last of Us, which is a game a lot of people love. And when I talk to those that love it, and they ask me why I hate it, you know, our reasons are often exactly the same. They love the fact that the story is so, you know, so traditional, so classical. Right, for me, I was really pissed off by that. So that is definitely the dot. I need to find the question mark part of it. I gotta look at it. Oh, maybe it's out here through this doorway. Aha! There we go. Got him! I said, hang on. Got him! There we go. Yeah, for me, Asylum or City, I prefer City. Mostly because of the quality of life stuff they improved. For instance, I love this game profoundly, but there was more going on in City, for one thing. There was more playable characters, there was more combat encounters, more challenge maps, more stealth missions. They're all really great. I like gliding around in City. Was a lot of fun. But I would say what surprised me playing this game all these years later and looking back on it, it's still a great game. I love it. I've been enjoying it immensely. But I'm surprised by how much jankier the combat is. There's a lot of things they smoothed out in City that I kind of took for granted. Mostly in terms of the way free flow works. Insofar as like the combat, the AI, the flow of combat, it works much better in City. And so I've got to say that, to me, City is a superior game. I think that it's kind of a shame that they took away the Metroidvania aspect that this game is so good at, it does so well. But I think that overall, City is probably, in my opinion, a superior experience. 2 is shaping up to be a fucking stupid, so in a way, I'm really excited, huh? Didn't enjoy The Last of Us. I'm kind of in the same spot, Mac. I hated The Last of Us. It was one of those games I hate streamed, where I streamed it and I hated on it the whole time, and for me, it was fun. And I had so much fun hating on it that I kind of want to play the sequel, like, at launch, and just hate it again. But there are things I liked about it, too. I'm actually open-minded to liking the sequel, but I highly doubt that I will. Tone says here, I mean, Last of Us demo was perfect marketing, huh? Drew in people that straight up don't play video games. Yeah. Yeah, because of my... Oh, there's probably still one more trophy left here, right? Because of my... my biases, I'm inclined to want to say that those that like The Last of Us are non-gamers, or they're quote-unquote casuals. But I have a lot of friends that are hardcore gamers, that are way more hardcore than I am. And they love The Last of Us. And you'll say to them, hey, dude, the combat was monotonous. It was all rote. They had no original ideas. It was just a very mediocre game across the board. They'll say, but the story touched me. It meant a lot to me, this theme of, of the father-daughter relationship in these dark times that they had to live in and survive in together. The growth of mutual trust. It spoke to them at an emotional level. And you can't take that away from anybody, no matter what. You just can't take that away from anybody. But for me, all those same themes were extremely obvious. Like it's just it's just that story we've seen in film countless times, but with zombies added. But the performances were good. The graphics were okay. The gameplay again was quite boring, but it wasn't bad. I'm looking for one more trophy here, guys. And yeah, for me, the story didn't hit me at all. It struck me as being, dumb. But that doesn't mean that, to those that were in the right state of mind to, have it hit them the way it's intended to hit, more power to them. Speaking of zombie games, I'm still pissed that Dead Island got such a badass trailer and then generic melee with crafting, huh? Dead Island. Yeah, that's one of those situations where it was notorious for having a misrepresentative trailer. But such is the pre-rendered trailer, right? They are inherently cinematic. They're not inherently, indicative of what the game's going to be like. All right, so where am I going? There's one more trophy missing. That's crazy to me if I looked around so hard already. Where could it be hiding? Where could there be one more trophy in this map? A cave? A wall I gotta break? Oh, I think if I go through this door, I'm still technically in the same map. To be fair, wasn't the baby trying to chew out the dude's throat or something like that? In that trailer? The gameplay in the sequel looks excellent. Now, the story is what people are disagreeing about this time around. I haven't read any spoilers, and no spoilers, please. I'm not sure how the gameplay... Again... A game... So this is Arkham West already. So I don't want to be here. Let's go over here. Telltale Walking Dead hit all those emotional notes with such greater impacts as it will. I think it was genius as Steve. It was a PS4 bundle game. What game are we talking here? I've been tempted to try Dying Light. My most recent buy I'm trying is Underworld Ascendancy. Look neat, is a little fantasy title, a stealth fantasy title, huh? Arkham Games says Dion are notorious for having Riddler glitches. Try restarting if you're totally 100% stuck, huh? Really? Huh. Okay. Well, that's interesting to note. I pretty sure that I'm missing a trophy, though. Is this still Arkham? This is Arkham East already, so no. The Last of Us, that was to add onto the not a gamer game. I'm sorry. So a PS4 bundle game. Maybe like an introduction to gaming. They even picked up Adrift, so I do like a good sci-fi experience. I don't know any spoilers, says Shiva. Did a good job of avoiding them, but I'm waiting for Ghost of Tsunami anyway. Excuse me, Ghost of Tsushima anyway. Yeah. For as much as I disliked The Last of Us, I liked Ellie a lot. And the idea of her starring in her own game, it appeals to me. I mean, I'm open-minded to liking it, even though I'm almost certain that I won't, based on my experience with the first game. Yeah, I don't think that it's a glitch. I think I'm just a dummy. There's a trophy around here somewhere. What I'm supposed to grab. Let me hookshot over there, basically. Does Undertale still hit if you don't know RPG tropes? I don't know. It's a short game, you can always try it. I think that the RPG tropes are a big part of its emotional impact. It is kind of, it kind of calls back to, our collective experience as a gamer culture, as a part of its emotional weight. And I think that without that, it's not going to have anywhere near the same impact. But I'd be surprised, though. It worked great for me, but I'm considering getting my wife through it, huh? Yeah, I don't know. And to be honest, I kind of doubt it. It's a game that... It is kind of meta in that respect. I think you have to be familiar with RPG tropes to get the most out of it. You might still enjoy it without that background, but it wouldn't be the same. Where do we go now? It mimics Earthbound, so not knowing any tropes, might not be the worst. What's up, J-Bomb? We got shoes on the wrong foots here, or what? Maybe I gotta switch them around. Did you lose one of your shoes in like a puddle of mud? Happened to me one time when I was in Utah. I stepped in a mud puddle that was so damn, goopy that it just pulled my shoe off my foot and it was gone. There was no getting it back. Dick's ghosted you, son of a bitch. That bastard. So, I haven't looked around here all that much. Could it be that I've missed a trophy back here somewhere? Could it be that there's something on the ceiling I can pull down? A lot of things I missed are things you pulled down. What's this? Nothing? This is weird. It's a little spot where there's nothing. Just a cool little place, huh? In my place, there were lines that I couldn't change, and I was lost. Oh yeah. You ever get that feeling when you walk into a room expecting a hot dog but see a full steak dinner? Wow. I was lost. Crossed lines I, shouldn't have crossed, I guess. He's probably just returning the favor for the time you did it to him. That could very well be, huh? Man. Dion warned me it could be a glitch, but I'm pretty sure it isn't. If I were a glitch, restarting wouldn't help. Because I started the stream today. It said I was missing 3 trophies here. And I found 2. So, I'm pretty sure we're missing a 3rd. It's just around. I'm just a doofus. It probably involves pulling a thing off of a wall. That's the last power-up I got. Anything in here at all? Nope. Any more spots I can blow up on the ground? It's probably just lying around, Diane. I'm almost certain it is. Probably somewhere really obvious, too. Steve's replacement RAM got here today, so I finally have a full 32 gigs. Nice. Nice. Did you sort out any of the visual problems you were having with Majora's Mask? I mean, kind of. I mean, in a way. I gave up. We're using, basically, because I can't figure out a way to stream the game at high res, we're streaming it at native res, native, N64 res, with a CRT emulator to make it a little bit more soft. I would like to stream it at high res, like we have for every other game we've ever played on stream that was from that generation. But it would seem that the plugins aren't ready for that game. Exactly, J-Bomb. I gave up, therefore making me the victor. So we're going to be playing it at native res, basically. Just as I would be if, for instance, I was playing it, on a real N64. We always stream games here on emulator, never on real hardware. In this case, we're going to kind of be limited to the graphical resolution of real hardware, which is, to me, a shame. But I'm going to get used to it. Sometimes you need to progress with a story to get rid of those to pop up. Well, this is actually a trophy. This is actually an actual trophy I'm missing. And I don't think that I'm going to... I think you don't need to do anything. That's just a PAL version, though. What do you mean, Tomebox? Tested with hammer. Yeah, in this case, it's just a situation where graphics emulation is not there. I shouldn't be so surprised. It's a game that is very good-looking game that exercises a lot of the unique features of the N64. We will get what Vencabot gives us and like it, huh? If you guys want to like have a riot or like have a mutiny, I don't totally understand. I like the three of you trying to support me in that respect. But if you guys feel the need to have a mutiny and you guys want to overthrow the channel, I'd understand. I'd probably fight back. I won't pass power peacefully. But I wouldn't hold it against you guys personally. Is this still the same? What if this is the same area? Surface access. Riddler challenge. Okay, so I've...
I pity you trying to defeat my challenges.
Shut up, Bray. I remember emulating PAL version of Star Fox was easier than NTSC back in the day. That's interesting. It was a fair fight. 1v100. This is a Sith stream? He invites the usurp? Yeah. Darth Vencabot, dude. Get your pitchforks here. Get your pitchforks here. You know where I haven't been that often? Across the way. But, I mean, I'm pretty sure that there's nothing over there, but maybe that's my downfall. Anything cool over here? Anything cool at all? Nope. Well, man. Where could it be? Where could it be? A whole trophy out here somewhere, man? I've been doing this for like fucking 10 hours straight, it feels like. Wandering back and forth in this area. How could it be out here? I've been doing it in bat vision too. You think I would see like a stretchable wall or some shit? A trophy, huh? Just a trophy sitting up on top of something. That's what they do. They're sitting on top of something. Or in a little cave. Could it just be like in the grass? What if they're just in the grass? Being a pain in the ass. They'll probably say color and favorite and dumb shit like that, huh? Yeah, PAL versions suck anyway. They run at lower frame rate and shit, which is really annoying. Fuck the Europeans, dude, and their shitty ass PAL version of classic games, man. I hold it against them personally, on an individual basis. Fucking Pro Protector my ass. A bogey resides on your 6. Does it show on the map where the question mark is? I don't think so. I think that when there's question marks floating around, it just means that there's some in that area. But why don't it show nothing here? Maybe it's a bug that Diane was talking about. I don't see any floating question marks around here. Isn't there supposed to be one or two if there's one left here? Or nah. Click on intensive treatment. Click on it. Intensive treatment? Oh, intensive treatment is here. But isn't that its own map, though? There's a lot of puzzles in there. There's a lot of little question marks in there. Maybe this is not the best place to be. Well, I don't know. Intensive treatment. It's weird, but there's no question marks floating around here. Well, what's this? Is this Arkham West? Abandoned tunnel. Cave system. Arkham East. It would fall under the place unless the map is truly different, huh? It's its own maps as Remian. It's weird how it doesn't show. Let's go inside there, I guess. What could it hurt at this point? I'm basically just trying to waste time. I don't want to beat the game. You guys know me. I'm always trying to do everything else before I beat the game. I believe we're at the very end, mostly, for the most part. So I'm just kind of having fun looking for trophies and shit right now. So there's no reason not to just give up on this and go to intensive treatment. I feel like it's just like in the grass or some shit. Like literally just in the grass. Like hiding in a bush. I find it's kind of a mixed bag, Diane. I think there's kind of a niche on this channel that we spend a lot of time wandering and chit-chatting and trying to find collectibles and shit. I think there are, I would hope that there are those that, you know, as they come to love the channel and come to know it, that they come to expect that and they look forward to it, the way I do. But I also think that sometimes I take so long doing shit that it kind of slows the pace down for a stream and makes it more boring for viewers. And if you guys feel that way, I apologize. It's just my personality. Be able to follow Rymian. I like to take my time and look around at things, even if it's just staring at walls sometimes. Sometimes I think that, you know, it's kind of cool to just look at the textures and stuff. And I think that there are those that are like, what the fuck is this guy doing? Go fight the Joker, damn it. He's the Joker. He's destroying the island, man. He's trying to take over the world. Come on, bruh. I understand that too. But if you guys are looking for a fast-paced stream, you're in the wrong place. Welcome aboard, Apex. Hello, dude. Hello. Thanks for stopping in. I don't think it's healthy for viewers to come wholly for the game, huh? I think that's true, too. But I think there's also a balance to strike. I'm just saying. To each their own. Everybody has their own creative vision for a stream. I think that it makes perfect sense to run through a game and make it exciting for viewers. But that's something I'm not really capable of. I just am too fixated on documenting every little thing. I'm glad you're enjoying it, Diane. I enjoy the stream, too. So we're looking for how many things around here, anyway. This should be its own map, right? It means they have their own Riddler challenges. Yes. We're missing a couple of these chronicles, some trophies, some riddles. Where would you find my home sweet home?
Where would you find my home sweet home?
A top hat and tails is the only dress code for this party in the north.
Tails is the only dress code for this party in the north.
Okay, this one is Maxi
Even
Zeus.
I was shocked when I saw how Maxi Zeus was treated.
Shut up. Some of these, there's a lot to find around here. Let's go look around. Sure, there's a lot to collect. Too fixated on staring at wall textures to progress at a reasonable pace. That should just be the name of our channel, dude. Just get rid of the name Vencabot and just change it to twitch.tv/too fixated at staring at wall textures to progress the game at a reasonable pace. Problem is I gotta change that to my Twitter handle as well, and that's probably too long for Twitter handle. I have to go over the top, right? I just feel like, you know, there's a lot of content available on Twitch and YouTube of players playing games. And to me, it's kind of cool to, instead, you know, try to, like, I don't know, try to really worship games. That's kind of a bizarre word choice. But I do feel like, as someone that's a lifelong hardcore gamer, and someone that loves getting immersed in video games, that there's not enough credit given to the amount of detail that graphics designers, writers, directors put into these games that we love so much. Like, sometimes I like just stare at little things, you know, just because they're in their own little way exceptional. They're a little detail that someone put work into. They put work into it, and it's something that, you know, they deserve. I guess it deserves recognition for me. Well, that's the thing, Brian. That's exactly the thing, right? The fact that I feel this way about games is why I hate certain games so much. Right? Because I think that you have to always hate anything you love. I think you hate it and love it in about equal measure. When you love something a lot, you also hate it a lot. I think that's part of why I'm a notorious hater of games, is because I expect a lot from games. I expect particular things as well. Again, everybody has their own tastes, and I'm very particular about my tastes. You gotta be critical, Tomebox. I totally agree. Totally critical. Mad critical. So we're looking for a lot of stuff around here. Riddles to solve. This is a pretty big, an open style area. I really feel like it's a pretty boring area, though. I do feel like it wouldn't really be that much around here. Let's just leave bat vision on and have a peek around and see if we see anything that jumps out at us. Otherwise, what are you talking about? Yeah, in any case, I'm notorious for having very strong opinions on games, one way or the other. And games that I don't have a strong opinion on, I automatically, disregard. If I'm just kind of lukewarm, then it's like, what is the point? So if the Xbox 360 and PS3 version didn't have this fog effect, I played on PS3, and there are some effects that are totally new to this version. Some are more fleshed out than others. For instance, on the PC version here, the physics is much more elaborate. And I'm not sure it's an improvement. It's kind of distracting. Like, it's not really, like, it's not accurate. It's more elaborate, but it's not really more accurate. But I do love these little sacks of paper you can walk through sometimes. They kind of blow up. Those are really cool. I love that. This is not the remastered version, no. Not per se. This is the original Steam release. All the games we're playing on stream for the Arkham series, that's to say when we start playing Arkham City and later on Arkham Knight probably, they are their original PC releases. This is Steam indeed. That wall texture doesn't meet my expectations. This game is hot garbage. People be like, on Twitter, they'd be like, wow, I just beat The Last of Us. That game was so great. And I'm literally on Twitter, like, searching tweets for The Last of Us. Just find this random guy, and I'm just like, if the game's so fucking great, then how come I walked into this corner and found this fucking collectible item that it was only 1 of 10 in the whole game? So now I gotta look in every corner of your game to find your collectibles, even though there's only 10 of them. How is that good game design, dude? And he's like, bro, who are you? I don't even know you, dude. Oh, just a roaming hater. The bat pill, dude. I feel bad for Arkham Knight PC. It was so bad at launch. It was, and it is, still quite bad. I use that game as a benchmark when I'm testing things for the stream, in terms of performance. And, on a modern gaming PC, it runs acceptably. I wouldn't say perfectly. My PC is a GTX 1080 and a Ryzen 3700X with 32 gigs of RAM. And it has very rare stutters. It runs great at 60 frames, 99.9% of the time. But it does have rare stutters when gliding above the city. And it's like, bruh, this PC is a beast. This game is so old. Why can't it just run at 60? Like, that seems like the least I could expect. But anyway, yeah, it's definitely, it runs well. It runs well. But you can tell it's not especially well optimized, even still. Okay, so let's go down here. I feel like a lot of the collectibles I'm missing are going to be over here. Because this was blocked off by Poison Ivy for some reason. And we're about to find out why. Can I look up here and find anything stuck in it? Sorry, guys. So I can also go back that way, too. There's just a lot going on around here, which is pretty fun. Can I go through this door? It's kind of sparking. But I can. Ooh. There's a lot going on around here. A lot to find. Thank you, Connor. So Epic Game Store runs better, huh? Yeah, I've been playing the Steam version. Again, it runs, on my rig, it runs good. It runs good. But the fact that I have to even, wonder for it to run good is kind of a drag. Thoughts on Harley Quinn's random inserts, Venka? Random inserts? I'm not sure I understand what you mean by that. Give me that. You mean the post-game dialogue she has? Like her sex toys. The random inserts. She's forced herself into the plot of every game and job for 20 minutes, huh? Well, doesn't every character do that, though? I feel like it's not really fair to criticize that. Considering that the whole premise of the Arkham games is that villains show up, and they go, I'm a Batman villain, and then you have to deal with them. And then they're gone. Most of the time. I think her being, the partner of the Joker, who's the main villain in most of these games, it makes sense for her to be featured. In fact, she'd probably be used even more if they made her, a boss. At this point, Harley Quinn is a comic giant fin cannon. I'm not sure what a fin cannon is. But I'm also not totally comfortable. Like, I'm not a comic book nerd. But I feel like there's a lot of... I don't know, this could come across as... let's see here. She's a comic giant in canon. So what we're trying to say is that you wish she was included more. Again, I don't know the comics that well. I think that she's included more or less enough. I do wish that she would be her own boss fight a little more than she is. But again, I see her still... I mean, these are based on the animated series, right? Like, they're written by Paul Dini. The first 2 games, I believe. At least. And in that context, she is just the Joker's sidekick. Again, I'm sure that, there are those that, like me, came from the animated series and aren't familiar with the comics as much, who don't fully appreciate Harley Quinn's significance. You know what I mean? To me, she's going to always pretty much just be Joker's sidekick. And I'm happy with that. But again, if you come from the world of comics, I can see how that would be like, well, dude, she's so much more interesting now. She's got all this really cool stuff going on, but I can't really keep up with that. I'm just saying that if she was used, she could have been used more sensibly. Yeah, I think I've made my point. I see your point. Again, acting as the Joker's sidekick, I believe she's included pretty much as much as she needs to be included. Unless I want to give her, like, a boss fight here or there. But considering that the Joker is a prominent character in these games, I think they had to include her. And because they had to include her, I think that including her as someone that comes by and harasses Batman once in a while is fitting. Kind of like her role in the cartoon. She comes by and harasses Batman once in a while. She's never really the main villain. Or even a major villain. He's just there to talk shit and be Joker's hype man. Okay. What do you guys think about her voice actress? That's what confuses me. Was this the game she had her voice actress from the animated series, or was it the sequel? So that was an exit. And I found a trophy. That's cool. But not cool enough. I wanted more. So a big fan of the comics, Diane? I grew up with an obsession with Batman the Animated Series. And I rewatched the entire series and Batman Beyond from the beginning to completion about like 3 years ago. And I was like, wow. The show is better now than it was as a kid, man. I was even more obsessed with it the second time through. That's a good-ass show. But that's the extent of my knowledge of Batman outside of these games and the movies. I have never read a single Batman comic in my life, based on the animated series or otherwise. And I'm mostly happy with that, because I love my Batman. Animated series Batman's my Batman. I don't really feel a need for other Batmans. I'm happy with that. What's up, Mutant Book Million for the bits, dude? We're talking about Batman. Believe it or not, says Kevin, Harley Quinn has her own animated show. It's in its own universe. I do know that, because I see ads for it on YouTube like every single day. Boy, they really go hard at those ads. I hear it's really, really funny. From the commercials, it doesn't look that funny to me. But, it's a comedy. You can never really get it all the way through in a trailer. Oh, my lord. I heard a beep. Is that going to explode or what? I've read everything Batman up till the start of Rebirth in 2017, huh? So you're a huge Batman fan. To say the very least. I like her better than she was in the animated series. I'm not the biggest fan of her as some weird role model for toxic people. I think it was bound to happen, though. I love Harley Quinn's design. I think that's really one of her strongest suits as far as Hollywood's concerned. She has godlike character design. So of course she's going to become some kind of idol. Wow. They really redid the whole game map to reflect Poison Ivy's roots coming through everything. Like, Jesus. Diane's a huge comic fans in general, huh? Your forward is massive. Why do you ask? Why do you ask? I never really fucked with comics at all. I fucked with, as a kid, I had a huge collection of Sonic the Hedgehog comics. That's about it. I loved those comics. But never got into superheroes. So Mia stopped bringing Batman after Nightfall, huh? Is that where he got his back broken by Bane? Does Archie actually die in the last episode, huh? Because the good girls like the bad boys. Meaty-ass keyboard riff, yes. Yeah, I see that fucking ad all the time, Tonebox. Not saying the show looks bad. I think I probably could even enjoy it. But I think that the trailers can't really do justice to the comedy of it. So Danica already calculated the date and time at which you will finish this game. Mm-hmm, yes, yes. Elementary. There's bound to be some goodies around here. Looking for secrets in all the wrong places. Looking for secrets in too many faces. Looking for secrets. Apple says I have sex dreams to Amy Rose, huh? Apples. When you say that I had sex dreams, that implies past tense. Like I'm not having one right now as we speak. Let's see here. I didn't want to be able to say it, dude. I'm exposed. Cancel Vencabot. Many more stickers around here? More like Rouge the Bat, dude. Because she got some boobies. I like her design so godlike, dude. They were like, alright guys, bear with me here. What if we drew boobs on this bat? They're like, what do you mean boobs? Like tits? Yes, gentlemen. I'm talking about putting tits on this bat. Are you sure? Am I sure? Is anyone sure of anything? In this chaotic world? Just fucking do it! Alright, man, alright. I'll draw the tits, man, I'll draw the tits. Fan favorite character. He says, still waiting on that Twitch things, huh? I wonder if they actually ever improve that software. Is that still like a thing that people actually are excited about? There was a time where that was fucking huge, it seemed like. I think that most people felt the way I felt about it, which was that it was kind of half-cooked. I thought they had two options, right? One was to let it fade into obscurity, which I assume is going to happen. And two is that they're going to actually improve upon it, which would be nice. Hey, look at this, I literally just walked past it. That's hilarious.
He's crazy, you know.
Who? Batman?
No, Santa Claus. Of course, Batman. Always Batman. I've seen it in his eyes. Screaming mad stalkers. And dishonest. Hiding his face behind a fright mask. Well,
dude, you wearing hella makeup, bro.
For me, I have nothing to hide. I laugh at the cruel absurdity of the world. But Batman, he's got them all fooled. He's made them think he can make a difference. That he can actually make things.
Isn't Batman just like a border? I'm sure that's something they explore in the comics a lot, right?
The police?
But Batman's almost a supervillain himself.
The media, the frickin' Junior Rangers.
He wears the costumes, he flies around beating people up outside of the law.
In this urban
He has hella schemes. Always setting up traps for people. Elaborate traps. Very theatrical. The only difference is that he doesn't always target, innocent people. He's mad crazy, Will. He's mad crazy.
That's really incisive.
Then you understand, don't you? You know why I do what I have to do. You know Gotham's only real savior.
Guys, you guys ever dated a girl that was into psychology? You know that they're crazy, right? Like, I think it's interesting that Harley Quinn's a psychologist that becomes like a fucking batshit crazy person. To be that interested in psychology, you have to really be willing to push the limits of your own psychology, right? You do a lot of self-reflection, I'm sure. You could solve virtually every problem just by being a billionaire philanthropist, huh? I don't know. I've heard that argument before. I think it's a worthwhile criticism of the Batman stories. But I also think you gotta consider, you know, the suspension of disbelief in any story you read. Could Batman really solve all these problems by using his money? Probably not. They're fucking supervillains. It takes a superhero to beat a supervillain. Have you ever dated a girl? You know she's crazy. Ever dated anybody of any sex? You know they're crazy. People are crazy in general. But you know what I mean. I wouldn't trust anybody who's that interested in psychology to not put on a Harley Quinn hood and wear face paint and go out bombing people. Because they gotta be, I mean, she spends all her time with fucking supervillains, right? It's like they say about, you know, staring into the abyss. It stares back into you and whatnot. Has he ever dated? All right, man, that's a low blow, dude. That's a low blow. Not all of us have dated. Freeman says, my daughter just won't stay asleep tonight, driving me nuts. I'm sorry to hear that, dude. Sounds like the daddy struggle since the beginning of time. Hopefully you can take some solace in the knowing that you are one of an entire species history of fathers that has gone through the same problem. To say that there are those that sympathize would be an understatement. Our grandfathers, our great-grandfathers, our great-great-great-grandfathers, and so on and so forth. That's just the way that it goes, I think, when you have a kid. It sounds like it's really tough. I'm sorry to hear that. Already scanned. He's more than just a rich dude who means well. At his core, he's extraordinary, huh? There is that. But yeah, my point was that you hear a lot of criticisms of Batman, that he's so rich, why not just use his money to solve the problems of the world? But I don't read the comics, and I'm not sure how rich he is. But you gotta suspend your disbelief, right? You gotta assume that if he could, he would. But there's whatever it is that's between him and doing that is something substantive. Maybe there's just not enough money in the world to solve all these problems, right? How much money would it take to, you know, to catch the Joker? Or you have to hire mercenaries or what? So Brian says, Steve says, I honestly don't think throw money at it solves anything, and it always invites corruption, huh? That'd be a fun, you know, that'd be a pretty fun comic story. They haven't already done that, right? What if Batman does, you know, try to use his money to save the world, and we end up finding out that, you know, these avenues he takes, these various bodies that he ends up, you know, working through, end up being themselves corrupt in some way that undermines his goal. Okay, that sucks. What? Somebody calculated that Bruce Wayne would spend $7 trillion over the years just to help Gotham, huh? Batman's so rich he owns LexCorp, where Lex Luthor works. He basically is like the man with the most money in the world, practically, I believe. I didn't know that, Pander. I'm bored. Yeah, I don't know the lore of Batman. Forbes estimates Bruce Wayne, aka Batman's net worth, to be in the region of like $9.2 billion, while the Bruce Enterprises is said to have an annual revenue of $31.3 billion. That's of March 11, 2020, huh? That's pretty crazy for a cartoon character. Gotham's destined to, in lore, to be disastrous, huh? So it's like a supernatural element or what? There's definitely trophies here that I'm missing, which kind of sucks. There's like this whole thing with this shaft is annoying. The shaft is too big for me. I can't take it all at once and find all these trophies. Just trying to eat right now, says 3Venge. Also, I'll be printing for a couple weeks. Will be ear savers for my fellow tax. It's supernatural-esque, says Diane. Gotham will never be free of crime and will never be free of a savior, of a Batman. What do you guys think about that? So, guys, I watched the animated series again a couple years ago, from start to finish. And I was quite pissed off that in the very final season, and only in the final season, do they introduce the idea of magic to the Batman universe. To me, it has no place in it. But again, that's because of my own biases as a fan of the animated series. And it's, its own themes that it has. I've kind of felt frustrated in general that, the Batman animated series, the success of it spawned the Justice League and Superman TV shows, which are characters I have no personal interest in. And that I've always felt, because of my own biases, because of the fact I grew up with the animated series, that they detract from what makes Batman so great. I'm not a huge fan of the idea of the Justice League. I kind of prefer to think of Gotham and Batman as being separate from that, if I can. I think that, once they introduced the Justice League and Superman and stuff, they kind of had to bring some of that back into the animated series, the original animated series for Batman, and say, well, some things are magical, some things are extraterrestrial, some things are alien, some things are this, that, and the other thing. I was kind of like, man, can we keep it to the fucking gangsters and the chemicals and the mysteries and all that stuff? That's what I like the most. Technology. I'm not here for the magic shit. That raises so many questions. Batman's gonna show Harley Quinn how to navigate a shaft, huh? Maybe he will. Maybe he already has. Is it funny that comic book Forbes would be more accurate source, huh? It's interesting, but you're right. Hey, look at this. This hasn't been pulled off yet. Aha! Oh, I missed. Oh. Man. Fuck battle vision. I can't see shit. Because when I jump, I always hit my mark. The minute you introduce magic to Batman, you introduce the element of uncertainty, which detracts from his legend. Arkham games are meant to break that legend down by showing he improvises. They do it well. That makes them good. Yeah. Just kind of rambling here, guys. That's something I noticed in the animated series, like I pointed out. In the final season, they don't even make a big deal out of it. They're like, oh yeah, by the way, there's like wizards and shit, and they have magic books. No big deal. And it's like, what do you mean it's no big deal? That undermines everything that we've established. Because I always hit my mark. It undermines everything that we've established so far about this universe. If there's magic now, and we can use that to solve our problems or to create problems, then what does that mean for all this other shit we've been doing? Magic is pretty ripped. It's just pretty OP. Like, it seems like everything else is a total waste of time to be fucking around with. Don't get me wrong, says Steve. It's important to invest in solutions. I'd take a very rare individual to decide to spend their lives trying to solve things, like cancer, for example, if it meant a living standard barely better than a 9-to-5 office job. So if we're just talking about these ear savers, huh? If it doesn't attach to the bed right, it fails horribly. I'm sorry, I'm talking about something different here. I've had several fail until I finally found the settings for one, for me. Bad part is it's slower and wastes about as much plastic as the ear savers consist of, and it's rather slow. I like the idea that Batman doesn't really trust any metahumans in the Justice League, and it's just there to keep tabs on everybody. I do like that too. I can get behind that. But in general, again, you must understand my own... This camera angle's killing me. Okay. I come from a very... Look at this fucking vent. It's a little wall nook. Yeah, my Batman's the animated series Batman. Period. That was cool. I landed on something. And for that reason, I am immediately biased against the idea of the Justice League. To me, it as soon as Batman joins the Justice League and becomes like a worldwide superhero in some capacity, and he's hanging out with all these superhumans, I miss the more down-to-earth crime stories, which were themselves, fantastical. They're fantastical crime stories with, supervillains and stuff. But those villains work within a certain context best, it seems to me. That context being, that they're gangsters in this big city, and Batman stops them by beating them up with his fists and with, traps and stuff. What if Batman pays all the bad guys, says Lesson Zero, in Gotham to act up to fulfill his savior complex? Open your eyes, sheeple. Oh, word, Lesson Zero. That'd be a good idea for a comic book series. Good night, Dion. You didn't butt in at all, dude. It's been a pleasure. You basically are coasting the stream. Guys, without this you know, chat here, I couldn't possibly stream like this. You guys are essentially co-hosts of the stream. I need you guys so that I have something to talk about. You guys should never apologize for coming by and being positive and being friendly and talking about your things you care about. To me, that's fucking exciting as hell. There's nothing more exciting than having guys come to my chat and talk to me about things they love or care about or things they hate. Things they care about in any capacity. To me, that's super interesting. It makes streams way easier. I love talking about that kind of stuff. Uh-huh. What? Come on, dude. There we go. There's a story that Alfred does that for a psychotic Bruce Banner, huh? I mean, Bruce Wayne or Bruce Banner. Hopefully they'll help a few of my coworkers out as 3Venture. I had a few requests. Got a bunch of cool, nerdy designs. Eager to get back to the fun prints, though, huh? Yeah, but you know, it's kind of nice you're getting some utility out of it, you know what I mean? Outside of just the novelty of it. It's kind of really, really cool to me that you're getting some utility out of it. That's actually super awesome. Bruce Wayne says Steve, not Bruce Banner, different guy.
I remember this Arkham. They bored me with theories and ideas, proving that they had no theories on how to cure these animals. Only one shared my vision. I offered her the chance to explore her dreams. She accepted. We'll make a good team.
Normally I would care.
Argued with the latest group of young
Normally I would care about these,
doctors.
but something about being a streamer when I'm on camera, I don't care.
With theories and ideas, proving that they had no theories on how to cure these animals. Only one shared my vision. I offered her the chance to explore
It was a
her
woman?
dreams.
Let's go.
She accepted. We'll make a good team.
It's really great when you have that rare situation where you have a really radical idea and the one person that wants to join your side and fight for your cause is a lady. Because then you can smooch and stuff on top of that. Which is awesome. Wasn't there a Comics Panders where he gets amnesia and he believes he's actually his alias that he uses as a mob leader? Yes, I remember that. That's in the comic. That was in the animated series too. So Brian says that Canada cycle looks kind of sick, huh? Glad you're getting enjoyment out of it and making stuff like that. Yeah, he makes all kinds of cool little models. Functional prints will ultimately be my justification for buying it when I eventually go overboard buying lots of sick filament types. I've always been kind of doubtful that you could justify it on that level alone, but I think some people can, if they're careful. What the fuck? There's a lantern up there, and that's about it. Are you kidding me? It seems really weird to me. There's nothing back here? I'm the ghost of Amadeus Arkham. So we still need some riddles to solve here. We've got another one of these, a few more trophies, and one more reel. The ghost of Amadeus Arkham, man. You want to play money-making game, Batman? Playing Batman makes me feel like, damn, I could be great if I push myself hard enough, huh? Batman is supposed to be like physically and mentally perfect, right? So he's essentially a superhero in that respect. Like he's superhuman in some respect, in that he's like the ultra human. But you're already great, Shiva Jones. You're already great. You just gotta look at the things you're great about. Let's see here. 3D print me a functional Alfred, please, says Brian. He wants to have a plastic slave. A toilet paper holder that looks like Boo from Super Mario 3 is functional, huh? How is that possible? How could a Boo look like a Super Mario holder? Maybe one of those dolphins from Super Mario World. That might hold a piece of hold a toilet paper roll. I'm the ghost of Amadeus Arkham. How are you doing? Good. Happy to hear it. By the way, I'm crazy. I'm gonna be a supervillain. Hope that's cool with you. Anyway, bye. Can I jump back? I have to jump back, right? Like, no, I can't. Oh, I have to go all the way around, I see. You just have to butt boo on one end and head boo on the other end with a TP in between, Venka. I mean, I guess, dude. I still think they should just use a fucking dolphin. But what do I know? I like the stretchy play form version, huh? Panders says it sounds kinky. How you been, Panders? Long time no see, dude. Hopefully you're holding up okay. Panders the legend. In Mario 3. The stretchy platform version in Mario 3. I'm trying to picture it. So 3 is thinking about printing out the casing for a small streaming box. Found some good plans. If I had a 3D printer, guys, I would just fucking make cases for Raspberry Pis and pull in the bucks, dude. From what I've seen online, that seems to be where the money's at. I fancy these guys of one day selling a Venka box, which would be a streaming, it would be a emulation console. There would just be a Raspberry Pi that I would preload with RetroArch on it, put in a case and sell on the stream for 0 profit, just to get emulation into more people's hands. Because I love emulation, I love Raspberry Pi, but you need to have a 3D printer to make the cases, to make it actually, you know, more reasonable for most players to get into it. I'm the ghost of Amadeus and the bear. The last thing Lesson Zero printed was a case for a Pi. So I'm saying, Lesson Zero, might as well be what it's for to me. Just change the name from 3D printer to fucking Raspberry Pi case printer. Because goddamn do people need those cases. If you look online, it's like people just need those things. They're in high demand. They're probably in high supply for that same reason. They're probably a very competitive market. But depending on your resources, it could be something that you could, you know, make a lot of headway in. So I think we've explored everything here I wanted to explore. I started at the top, right? I remember I fell down like a doofus. This is where I started from. So let's go down. Oh, I have to jump over there too. What if I did something like this then? Yeet. Wow! Hardcore parkour. But I've already been here. Okay, let's drop down. We don't die, Batman. Oh, he's fine. Oh, there's a whole level below here too. I forgot about that. Oh, there's multiple levels here. There's layers to this shit. Well, that's fine. We have to remember to go back. Wake up feeling good. It's a weird little area here. Just meat, I guess. We're supposed to believe this is like the fridge for like the... Where they get the food for the prisoners? Go to bed frequently, lost in the wood. A soldier's tale of soul-winning love. No drunken stuff spewing out of my mouth. It's all over now. Can I fuck this up? I want to knock these papers over. But no can do. What's the killer croc? I like it in the T-pose there. Just T-pose in the croc. What's up, Britsky? Basically, this is Revenge. I got a bunch of stuff for the bathroom that's Mario water level themed. Wow. Soap dish, shower curtain, soap dispensers, small question mark tumbler, etc. Once we finally get a house, I'm converting one of the bathrooms completely to it. Too restricted. That's an interesting vision you have, Revenge. It sounds like you're an inspired man. You're a man on a mission to have a Mario-themed bathroom. So Brian says if he had a 3D printer, he would print off Chacho's nachos and send them to Venka to fuck with his head, huh? Some toy Chacho's nachos. I just have them behind me on the stream all the time, dude. They'd be like one of those props. I could print some pie cases of Revenge and have the plans for them. I just haven't felt like it because removing support material can be a pain in the ass. With boxes, you want a clean top. It seems I'm not really knowledgeable about 3D printing, but from what you've shown me, Revenge, it would seem that your printer in particular has more of an issue with supports and stuff than other ones I've seen. Like, I'm not exactly sure what the difference is between the different varieties of 3D printing, like the different technologies, but it seems like yours are pretty extreme with the amount of little nubs you gotta shave off. So Britsky says, Amazon maybe buy app, LOL. Why is that so funny to me, though? All in all caps. If I can get them life-size and paint them correctly, it would torture you day and night, huh? Well, what would probably happen is it would torture me day and night for like a week, and then I would try and eat them and I would die. So it wouldn't torture me that long. What's up, Blazehead420? Hey, Venka, holy shit, man. Can't remember how long it's been since you last saw me, huh? Neither can I, Blazehead. Blazehead420, did I know it under a different name, perhaps? Croc's Lair. This is a new map, right? That makes life simple. Or is this caves now? This is a different area, though. Let's go back. Bird song in the night. The sound drags the net through the twilight. Emptiness and computers bothers me. These are the scenes in our minds. We make our own confines in time. So I was looking for a few more things around here, huh? Do you think he's made his suit to hide the sounds of his farts for stealth? In this game, probably not. But in some other Batman universes, probably, right? Probably. It's not bad with that. My problem is slow print speed and a small size. But it's perfect for the space I have. I can't see any printer needing less supports because the plastic has to print on something. It can't just lay lateral in thin air. Yeah, you're right. But for instance, like you had that case, right? Like, you had that case with that guy's face, the face case. Can I find it on here on Look What I Made? Ooh. Ooh. Suddenly, all your history's ablaze. Try to breathe. It looks like a bunch of little wormy worms on the inside of it to support it, right? But why wouldn't you just do it the other way around? Like, why wouldn't you lay it on its front and print it from the top? But again, I don't really know. It's not really my thing. I'm missing the chat here. So Shiva says, the only Spider-Man films I've seen since the Tobey Maguire trilogy are the Spider-Verse and the most recent one. Feeling the same disinterest in a new Batman film. I don't care to see any origins. I'm open-minded to it, honestly. It's all about style for me. Different directors, different styles. I'm open-minded to seeing Batman Begins again. Even though I know it's kind of, you know, ridiculous. We've already watched it so many times already. But I would watch it again. I just love Batman. I think that's not unusual. I think that's something that Hollywood relies on heavily, that we love our superhero myth so much that we'll watch it over and over and over again. But for me, if it's a different director and stuff like that, and different vision, I'm down. Try to Spider-Verse, by the way. That movie's fucking godlike. Maybe use the bat plugs so they don't slip out, huh? The farts. I could change the angle I print the box at, I suppose. Maybe. Yeah, it just seems to me like... I have friends that made me some cool 3D stuff. And, you can see from the surface of them that they were not... Like, they didn't have that many supports, and one little they had to, of course, be shaved away.
Enigma Show.
What? He talked to me on the phone, I think? I walked past it and he talked to me. But yeah, I think that, you know, it's really important to kind of lay out the design, like, flat to minimize the amount of supports it needs. That's what my friend did. You know, you basically, you print, like I said, it has to have a flat surface. It seems to me that that flat surface is usually the plastic itself, right? It prints starting flat, then it builds up from that. The dice box, yeah, Nicolas Cage dice box. I'm cracking up as painters at the idea of Alfred washing one of Batman's suits and there's just a brown streak. Kind of gross. There probably is though, right? He gets his ass kicked all the time. It's kind of a shame that there's not like some enemies that respawn back here. It's just a big empty place. Sorry, Alfred. Scarecrow really scared the shit out of me tonight. It's okay, Master Bruce. I understand. I'll just wear my rubber gloves. Imagine doing your bad guy stuff and hearing a squeaky one come from the shadows, huh? Nah, dude. Batman's ass is too fucking muscular to have squeaky farts. Let's see here. So, I already lost where I came from. That's not a good look. This place is fucking huge, man. Should wear a bat plug whistle, huh? That's like a training measure, right? So you learn to hold it in. That could work. How you doing, Cool Hand? Yes, tweaking. I love tweaking settings and knobs and sliders. It's so nerdy and satisfying. Batman's the embodiment of will. He'll hold it till it's time to teabag, huh? Ugh, gross. Gross, Steve. What should I say, that he farts in people's faces? Batman? No way. He's not a face farter. Nothing in here? Well, I'm so proud I found this place. Guess I had to come here for the plot once, huh? Did I already scan this? I guess I scanned it and then I died, right? I must have. I know I scanned that already. So I'm glad I went in there and scanned it again. Ooh, 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 ooh. Wee. Bat frolicking. New monitor. Oh, nice, Britsky. Did you want a new monitor? For what? What's wrong with your old monitor? I didn't know you were trying to get a new monitor. Or maybe you need like a second monitor. That's what you mean, huh? Batman attached a battery to a man's nipples. Face farting seems within reason, huh? Gross, dude. Thing about fucking electric nipple clamps is that there's that connotation, right? That it's strictly there to torture you. But face farting is too gratifying, I feel like. That's going too far. What the fuck? Where am I? Oh, hey. I'm the ghost of Amadeus Arkham. Sup?
The Gotham police dragged a new patient to the island. They said he was responsible for the disappearance of hundreds of the city's vagrants.
A lot of
As
vagrants.
I looked at his disgusting body, all scales and teeth, my mind ran free, dreaming of delicious punishments to break this monster. Doctors gathered around, poking it, examining, but only I knew what would cure him. Once and for all.
Oh my god! They kill this dude what? They made 100 vagrants disappear? There's vagrants, bro.
What? You found 75%
Let it slide.
of my challenges?
Have mercy.
Can't be right.
Don't go overboard, man. He's knockout gas before, hasn't he? Further enough, Batman only has a code against guns and lethal force. Pretty sure he's nothing there about chemical weapons. Oh my god. Oh my god. So Britsky got a new monitor so we could have 2 of them. That's awesome, dude. Sounds like your mom is very generous. Your mom and your father, right? It's great that they're supportive of you and the things that you're interested in. Not everybody has that advantage. Okay, let's see here. Okay, so what's missing still? The great thing about Spider-Man, a Spider-Verse, says Shiva Jones, is the origin of Miles as Spidey in the midst of that multiverse goodness. It wasn't just a Peter Parker again. Start Miles' story, continue Peter's. Hit the sweet spot for me. Not a fan of teenage Peter Parker stories either, huh? Let's see here. Resume? No, I'm in the wrong menu again. Fuck. So I'm still missing this riddle, Home Sweet Home, and the Zeus one, Maxi Zeus. This is a huge area, man. 2 trophies and a fucking thing. Yeah, I love Spider-Verse. It was a great film. In every respect. Every respect. Stylistically. The writing, the directing. It was just awesome. The movie's so good, guys. Definitely recommend it. So Britsky had to buy it. Do you work, Britsky? That's what I don't understand. I think most would agree that if you are, you know, too young to work, that the money that you have is by the good graces of your family. Yeah, you're 13, right? So I kind of feel like at 13, you don't necessarily have your own money, even though those will tell you that you do, for reasons of pride, which I think makes a lot of sense. Dual monitors are the way to go. Once you get to that second monitor, on screen feels really, yeah, one screen feels really restrictive. Yeah, I can't stand it. I couldn't do that. Oh, birthday money. I got you. Well, you know what I mean. Okay, shout out to your parents for helping you get your monitor. You gotta save up the B-Day and Christmas money, Venka. You gotta save it up, dude. Oh, what's this? Oh, there's nothing in there, though. Maybe it's Maxi Zeus, though. Not blow it on candy and hookers, dude. I would never blow my money on hookers. But candy? Now we're talking. This is easy mode now. He says as he fails. Oh, my lord. Well, at least they didn't make it too easy for me. No! Oh, from fail it. And the power-up is ass, dude! Hey!
I got what you wanted.
You did? I mean, good. How did you smuggle it in? Actually, I don't want to know. So you're ready to stop that evil, murdering Batwoman?
I've been thinking, guys.
Of course I am. He needs to pay.
How did I ever use one monitor?
Give it here, then, quickly.
You guys hear fart just now?
Come on, Doc. We've got ourselves a bat to kill.
Doc's outputting. Say hello to your new and improved Harley Quinn.
That was fast. Batman sure enjoys playing his PSP in his downtime, huh? He's like the PSP Go, remember that thing? Favorite video game memorabilia you own, huh? Memorabilia? Video game memorabilia. I mean, do games count? Probably like Christmas nights. Britsky says, okay, bro, I'm going to bed. I have been up for almost 40 hours. Okay, have a good rest, Britsky. Jeez. Sleep well. Sleep well, sleep deep. Is this Maxi Zeus? No, it's just a random thing. Okay, well, that was fun. Even borderline worth it. There's more going on up here, though. I'm surprised by that. Oh, hey! 2 for 1. I don't mind that at all. A Japanese Goki figurine from Street Fighter Alpha 2, says Brian. So Lessons uses one big monitor and a MacBook, huh? Yeah. I think having multiple screens that you use is really clutch these days. But even just for like one desktop experience, I can hardly imagine going back to using only one monitor. Like, there simply wouldn't be enough space. Makes me wonder what the hell's going on psychologically with me and with our culture. Like, I feel like I need that much space to consume as much as I have to consume and keep track of what I gotta keep track of. Even though, again, we were running goddamn, 800 by 400 monitors back in the day, just one of them. And that was plenty to see what we needed to see. Why is it now I need so much more space to spread everything out so I can be like, all right, what's going on there, what's going on there, okay, what's going on with that? Seems kind of weird. What's up, Kaiju? We're talking about having multiple screens and how great it is. But how our society has gotten so adjusted to having all these screens at once that it seems to be affecting our understanding of what's a reasonable amount of data to consume at one time. Kaiju, what is your favorite piece of video game memorabilia that you own? I said that mine was my copy of Christmas Nights, which is a pretty rare Sega Saturn demo disc of Nights into Dreams. Cool into the life-size body pillow of Samus, huh? I'd like that. Sounds awesome to me. Listen, there's other pics of your room. Is that mine? No, you're looking at it right now, dude. I float in the void. Honestly, though, behind me, guys, behind my green screen back there is my game collection. It's a giant shelf of games. It's so packed, it's absurd. It's absurd. Aside from that, it's really just a bunch of cables and AV equipment. I have 2 mixers here, hard drives all over the place. What else? Microphones, headphones. Lots of loose drives and hard drives. I have a CD drive here as well, loose CD drive. For me, it's likely my Darren Korb signed Bastion OST and mini posters signed by Jenny Z, the art director. You're a big fan of Bastion, sounds like, huh? Shiva says, how long before Marvel tries to do Iron Man again? I don't know. Depends how smart they are. You really can't tell with Marvel. I love being a hater. I love especially hating on these big corporations. But Marvel has consistently shown they've got a pretty good sense of how to, create relatively classy content. Relatively classy content. Like how often do they go for the obvious cash grab? Not as often as you would think, compared to their peers. So it's hard to say. Let's see here. And why is it a body pillow of Cloud in drag from FF7R, huh? One more, Katie. Katie, what is your favorite piece of gaming memorabilia that you own? Because FF7 sucks, bro. Gup size. Hey, can I hack this? Sick. Hang on, I want to do an experiment. So if I pop that thing from point blank range, Batman goes, ah, when the sparks shoot at him. I want to see if his animation is different when I'm far away. I bet you it is, which is pretty cool. How far can I be with my range extender? Pretty fucking far. Why does it seem like this is actually... Oh, I didn't actually buy the upgrade yet. Right, that's why. This is way more fun, though. It's going to be less fun when I get the upgrade. Yeah, see, he has no animation. It's kind of a subtle detail, right? When you're up close and he pops, he goes, ah, my eyes. It's either my Virtual Boy or a Sega Nomad. Huh? A real Sega Nomad? That's dope. I have never seen one in the flesh. I've got a lot of little consoles and stuff. It's pretty crazy back here. Jeez. What the hell is that sound? Okay. Ooh. Nomad with Street Fighter 2 Championship Edition? Too good back in the day, huh? Blow all mines, take down the wall, huh? The wall! The wall! Probably haven't used it in over 10 years now, huh? The Nomad. So here's where Maxi Zeus situations happens, I guess. Ooh. Ooh.
Can you defeat a mind such as mine?
Bro, shut the fuck up. Ooh. Ooh. Got a lot of old games in the display in the garage, huh? Some here in the office, too. This is Maxi Zeus and all the Greek imagery. He has a cool book. Can I take the book? Look at the dope-ass book, man. Look at aesthetic as hell. Oops, wrong button. It's got Marin on the Mind's Revenge. Just think about my girl, Marin. Ugh, toilet paper, I mean, the fucking toilet has a cobweb going to it. Gross. I got peas with the lid down. As far as an actual game, probably my Japanese copy of Street Fighter 03 for Dreamcast, or my Japanese copy of Grandia 2 for Dreamcast. But non-game and still gaming related, my physical copy of the photo of the top 8 for Showdown last year, huh? Not so much fun, dude. What an awesome event. Awesome event. I think what Lesson Zero is saying is bring down the green screen, huh? So, what else am I missing here? I found the Zeus thing. Your Astro Cities. That's at 100%, huh? Easy game.
Where would you find my home sweet home?
Where would you find my home? Oh, Riddler's home sweet home.
Where would you find my
Okay.
home sweet home?
Batman. Batman. What, Riddler? What do you want? Batman. You're so dumb, Batman. You're dumb, Riddler. Okay? I'm not dumb. I'm a genius. Says so in my character bio. You're a big dummy. Well, see my cape physics right there? That's fucking dope. Kenny Cab's easy choice. For game, might say copy of Front Mission 3 for PlayStation for the nostalgia, huh? Front Mission 3. That game's considered to be the best in the series, I think, right? Sup, Cavias? Sup, gangsters? Aha! Aha! The last trophy. Now we gotta find Riddler's cell. I got a good idea where it is. 3's easily the best, says 3 Bench. I've played 1. And that's it. My brother played 1, 3, and 4. And Sweet, Sweet Evolution. Front Mission Evolution. The best game in the franchise. So Burdica has FF102 standee that my nephew stole from outside of GameStop for my birthday at the time. Is that true, Burdica? That's fucking godlike. That's an awesome story. What's a standee of? Yuna? Pain? Riku? All 3? Something else? That bootleg Tidus? Oh my god. I can't believe... Oh, 13-2. I'm sorry. 13-2. So that was like Sarah... Or what the hell that kid's name was in that fucking game? I agree, Daybreak fan. I like this Daybreak guy. He shows up out of nowhere, like Batman from the shadows. Just fades in from the background, glowing white eyes, and he's like, Arkham Origins isn't that bad of a game. It's like, whoa, what the fuck? Where'd you come from, dude? I mean, you're right. That game's kind of underrated. But damn. Vanille, Snow, Lightning, other names that imply their whiteness. It sure is smoky around here. Can I hack these? I mean, I can apparently, but there's nothing... They're not attached to anything, are they? That seems weird. There is no security gate, right? I can just walk right through. Weird. Caucasian? That's what I'm saying, dude. That game has a character named Snow, who's white. Lightning, who's white. Vanille, who's white. And they have a black character whose name is Zaz. Zaz. Love me that Zaz music. So I wasn't around for the rest of the stream last night, says Cool Hand. Did you end up deciding MM wasn't going to work? No, it's going to work. It's going to work at a very low resolution, that's all. Guys, I love 13. And 13.2 and 13.3. 13.2 is the worst. It's much more tolerable than 13 was, which is great, because again, that's also, it's one of my favorite games of all time, but also my least favorite games of all time. It's one of the worst JRPGs ever made. And 2 is way more tolerable. If you thought that 1 was intolerable, which it is, then you might like 2 more. But it was, you know, they nerfed it on both sides. They nerfed its intolerability. They made it way more, you know, way more middle of the road. So the worst parts of it are way better, but the best parts of it are way worse. So it doesn't have that genius anymore. We never actually played 13.3. We only got through 13.2, huh? This is 13.3 wind. Okay, that's my favorite one, dude. 13.3 might be my favorite action RPG of all time. To complete the story. That's definitely not why. Their stories of all 3 games are pretty much unrelated. They pretty much are their own standalone stories. Well, that's not fair to say. 2 is based heavily on 1, but 1 does not rely on 2 at all. Yay. I used to have a display from GameStop for a new Punch-Out for the Wii. I kept some of my games on. You could go in and reserve the displays at GameStop for $5 if you asked first, huh? It has 2 pink-haired chicks and a brunette dude in blue. 2 pink-haired chicks. Must be Sarah and Lightning, and then the other guy whose name I forgot from the second game. So, but anyway, like Kingdom Hearts 2 is his favorite action RPG, huh? I'm just not a huge fan of Kingdom Hearts in general. I loved the first 2 games when I first played them. But, man. Yeah, 13.3 is, for my money, a hella good game. It's one of those games that really inspires me when I think about it mechanically. It's an interesting story, guys, that 13.3 was a passion project created by the combat designer from 13. And 13's greatest feature was its combat. It's a beautiful mechanism, how that game works. And I find it kind of profound how you can tell from the way 13.3 is engineered that it was directed by that guy. Because that game, you know, even the movement, the quest-to-quest, you know, gameplay, it has that same feel that 13's combat has. That urgency. The precision. It's just so cool to me. I had so much game promo stuff when I was younger from dumpster diving, so Lesson Zero, from outside of GameStop. I can hack this for, like, no reason. I'm down, though. Fuck it. Oh, they both blew up. Well, that's boring. So, we've got everything here now, right? I have no reason to stay here anymore. Let's buy this upgrade, I suppose. We have every upgrade in the game now. Nice. We have every Riddler thing here. Cool. We can get the fuck out of here and play Majora's Mask now. I want to go outside and save, though. I don't want to be trapped in here. I feel kind of claustrophobic. Yeah, I'm not saying that the 13 series is for everybody. But it was for me, after all. I really hated it. I've told the story on the stream many times, right? But that game, the first game, destroyed not only my trust in Square Enix. It destroyed my trust in JRPGs and my trust in the game industry in general. That was a pretty rough time for the industry for me. You know, around the launch of the PS3. I really hated FF13. I hated GTA 4. I hated Metal Gear Solid 4. All games I was looking forward to immensely. And 13 turned me off of Final Fantasy for more than a decade. I came back to it many years later, only a couple years ago. And I played Final Fantasy World. It was called World of Final Fantasy, right? I played that game out of nowhere, thinking it looked kind of cute and fun. And that game is such a love letter to Final Fantasy in general, and a really great game in its own right. I recommend it immensely. I played World of Final Fantasy. It's a great game. But it made me think to myself, dude, I gotta get back into Final Fantasy. And that means I gotta kill my demons. Oh, this is a pretty cool room. It's a dead end, though. I gotta kill my demons, which means I gotta beat FF13. I gotta do it. And so I forced myself to do it. And, wow. There were parts where it was very hard to do that. Because that game is so terrible in so many ways. So terrible in so many ways. But there came a time where I was blown away by it. By its brilliance in some places. It's a game that seems made by 3 different teams. One of them seemed fixated on making the most linear, the most brain-dead, the most stupid JRPG in history. And another team seemed just as fixated on creating a truly innovative, deep, challenging, exciting combat mechanic that only truly reveals itself after more than 40 hours of play. 13.2 was whatever. Again, it was meant to address the problems of the first game, and it did that very well. Much respect to that game. It is very non-linear. It has the similar combat gameplay. It has a much, much better story than the first game had. But the combat was nowhere near as fun, and to me, that was the whole point of 13.1. It was just too easy. 13.2 was too easy. And not that satisfying in that respect. But then 3 came out. Again, that was by the director. It was directed by the combat designer of the first game. And that game fucking rocks. But to each their own, though. Let's see here. So Katie said, I do have to thank Square Enix for destroying my trust in their games because it forced me to play all those JRPGs I never played, but told myself I would eventually, huh? Like Blue Dragon, FF13, and Lost Odyssey, huh? After that, you were like, dude, why am I playing Square Enix games, dude? Why? What's the Tri-Team game? That is FF13-3. God, that game is good. But again, to each their own. I can see why people wouldn't like it. But it's a game that reminds me of Majora's Mask in a lot of ways. We talked about that previously on, because we're going to be playing the game next. That's our next game of the night. We're discussing Majora's Mask, talking about how, it's a game about doing things in a time limit. But the time limit is not necessarily like a strict time limit. It's a mechanic, right? And that's the way 13.3 is too. You have a time limit, but it's a mechanic you play with. And it adds a sense of urgency to the whole game that I wish more games take advantage of. And the combat is so good. And it's a very nonlinear game, or a lot like Legend of Mana, where, it's all about doing side quests and meeting characters and getting involved in their stories. Ugh. I love that game. Odyssey was Mistwalker, which was Sakaguchi with Uematsu, and I thought, hey, can't go wrong with those guys. But you're actually extremely bored with it, huh? Yeah, Blue Dragon was a game that, I got some really negative... I never played it myself, but I got hella negative reviews. This is a dead end, right? No. Maybe not. Where am I going? I'm going around in a circle here. I don't need to walk around in circles. Mistwalker was basically Old Square, huh? I had forgotten that. I remember it now you mention it. That was a part of that game's promotion, was that it was made by... I remember people say the game was really godlike. But I forgot that it was essentially a Final Fantasy game. So I kind of started his first playthrough of the Blue Dragon on stream yesterday, huh? And now it's on YouTube. Check it out. Check it out. I want to see a really funny Englishman playing some classic JRPGs. Okay, is this progress? Maybe. Starts off okay. Blue Dragon does. Shiva started playing Metal Gear Solid 5 late last year and was hooked. Gameplay's so damn good. Put in so many hours and still haven't finished it yet, huh? The story was lacking, though, admittedly. That's my main problem with the game, and a lot of players' problem with the game, especially as fans of the series, which are very story-centric. That said, I do think the game's kind of underrated insofar as it gets a lot of hate. But for me, the gameplay is really solid and a ton of fun. I love sneaking around and killing guys in that game, man. That's the whole point of Metal Gear Solid, right? Sneaking and killing. It felt good. There's a lot of fun gadgets and gizmos to play with, and it was very exciting in that respect. I loved it. But I did want more from the story. Sticking around Lost Odyssey 2 here. Katie says, I think that it was when I got to the sand desert area that I would literally fall asleep after playing it for longer than 10 to 15 minutes at a time. That's crazy. That's pretty extreme. Yeah, if you guys can get World of Final Fantasy cheap, do it, guys. You guys like monster collecting games. It's really cute, really fun. Fun mechanics, fun to level up your monsters, fun to evolve them and shit. I was really impressed. Is it dead end now or what? Where's this gonna go? So he likes the junctioning, he likes the crazy ass story in 8, triple triad, and fucking time traveling child soldiers. Yeah, that's all awesome. Junction is cool. I wish it wasn't quite as busted. I liked it because it was busted as a kid, but looking back on it now, I feel like it's not my favorite of like the, like a way to customize your characters. It just seems kind of half thought out. Triple Triad's godlike. I like the story of that game a lot. The overall atmosphere is irreplaceable. The soundtrack, of course, is insane. I love 8. OST is your favorite in the series, too, says Katie. Yeah, great soundtrack. Square at their best. The good old days. What's up, DC? Welcome aboard. Connor hasn't even completed it fully yet. And after all these years of being a diehard FF7, I think my personal favorite is 9, huh? My brother's favorite is 9. To me, I never really got into it. I didn't like the character customization in that game. The way you had to like learn skills off of gear didn't really appeal to me. So Kevin started at what, 9 or 8? Okay, cool. This is the ultimate soundtrack, huh? She's the fucking card game, bro. Fucking triple triad. Okay, so I got them all in there now, right? That's kind of what we want to do. We want to get them all in intensive care. We did that. There's none left. How about out here, then? Is this glitched? It says I'm missing 1. But the map has no question marks on it anymore. 8, huh? I think you're going to enjoy it, Cavies. You can't not enjoy it. I think the time to hate on that game is over. How interesting is it, guys? Before I move on to some Zelda here, Majora's Mask, how interesting is it that a lot of the reviews games get, and it's true of movies and music and cartoons and shit as well, it's totally based on the era it comes out in. Think of all the movies we watch on Pizza and a Movie, guys. I said this before on stream. We have watched so many films whose reviews at the time were like, it's all right, kind of middle of the road. It's kind of rote, kind of cliche. It has a lot of the same things we've been seeing in other films this year, right? There's so many things happening in this film that I've seen already in other films this year. You know, maybe it's a 2 out of 5 film or 3 out of 5 film, but we've watched it. It's been a 10 out of 10 film because we don't have that same perspective that reviewers had at the time. You know, we weren't comparing it to other films of its day. And likewise, I think that a lot of the hate FF8 got was from people comparing it to FF7. People thought that, you know, it wasn't what they wanted for a sequel to FF7. And it wasn't what they wanted from a Final Fantasy game at the time, in many respects. But when you look back on it and play these retro games out of context now, we can appreciate them in ways that we could not appreciate them at the time, which is kind of exciting. So Connor says here, literally some of the greatest films of all time, they still hold up. Yeah, so it's kind of interesting. I think that FF8 is going to be a game similar. I think when we go back and play like NES games, you only play NES games, you go play some SNES or Genesis games now. The perspective we have is different, right? Or how about this, guys? I think about this kind of recently. How about those games on PS1 that were 2-dimensional? Or Sega Saturn games that were 2-dimensional, right? At the time, people were like, fuck this shit. I bought a PS1 to play 3D games. Why would I want to play a fucking 2D game that looks just barely better than an SNES game? Right? Like, that defeats the whole point. I've already been playing Sonic. I've been playing Mario. Man, fuck a platformer. Man, fuck a whatever. Right? I don't want to play it. It's trash. But now we look back, and now we have seen, with hindsight in 2020, that obviously 2D games and 3D games are separate. But it's crazy to think back, for you young guys especially, that there was a time in around the year like 1996 and 7 and 8 that it seemed like 2D was the old way and 3D was the new way, right? Like, we didn't understand at the time that there were styles of gameplay that benefited from being 2D, right? We thought that it wasn't like a game design concern. It was simply a graphical fidelity concern, right? It was like, we want games to be 3D now. So fuck a 2D game. But now we see them as both having their own, you know, they're both own strengths and weaknesses, huh? Like Skeleton Warriors, Brian. Like Skeleton Warriors.
These are the tales of the
I love 3D games, obviously. We're playing one right now. It's amazing. But now we also know that 2D games are also really good. Where there was literally some years in there where that was not a consideration. So we can go back now and appreciate games that we missed out on. As not only individually, but as a culture. Because we were so repulsed by the 2D graphics. Guys, I'm going to go play some Majora's Mask right about now. I'm going to start that stream probably in about 10 minutes. If you guys can wait, that'd be awesome. I'm going to save my game. I said I already did autosave, huh? And play some Majora's. I will see you guys in a couple of minutes. This game was awesome today, guys. Thanks for hanging out, man. It's been a pleasure talking to you guys. Just exploring and Batman and chit-chatting. It's hella rewarding. Shiva says 2D games tend to age better. I'm not sure if that's totally true. Good games age better, right? Good games age better. Remember how much shit Wind Waker got for its style? I do, 3Benji. Yeah, I do. Because it wasn't what people wanted at the time. Right? That's kind of my point. Isn't that interesting to think about?
Wow.
It wasn't what people wanted at that exact moment.
Are you
and so it has this negative connotation associated with it. And there are those that, of course, you know, loved it in its time. I'm sure Katie was one of them. My brother was one of them. I loved it. When it launched, I was
wrong
open-minded
dub,
to it.
dude.
But I think no one would disagree
I was
that
watching
looking
the
back
wrong
on it
fucking
now,
dub. I got outplayed, bro.
you can see it for what it is, and not for it being a graphical departure, right? Because now we have the context of history, whereas at the time people wanted, you know, a sequel to, you know, Ocarina of Time, graphically, stylistically speaking. But now we've had so many other kinds of Zelda, we don't care. We don't fucking care. We've had so many Zeldas now that it's not a concern that it necessarily has to be like Ocarina of Time. Yeah, again, Shiva Jones, I'm not sure I can totally agree because we're seeing a resurgence in the low poly art style coming back. Aesthetics is always a matter of preference, right? Like, I would argue that sprites in general age pretty well if you consider their
Actually
limitations.
scared the fuck out of me.
And I also think that, you know, 3D polygons can also age well depending on what you're looking for. Basically, to me, sprites are more nostalgic. But to guys that are younger than me, let's say they're 25-ish, 25 to like 23, 25 area, to them, you know, the polygonal style, that old school polygonal style is very nostalgic and very attractive. Yeah, Katie didn't care at the time either, right? Yeah, I didn't really care that much either. You hyped for a new Zelda? I was always hyped for new Zeldas until motion controls, huh? You played Wind Waker? It's gonna be Breath of the Wild, Katie? I know you're a man of Switch. Yeah, DC, Zelda games, I've been playing them on stream for, you know, practically a year now, it seems like. At least quite a few months. As a way to explore the series as someone who is not a fanboy of either Zelda or Nintendo. It's been a pleasure to explore the series and kind of see what I like and dislike about it and compare them to each other.
Yeah,
One thing I can say for sure is that it's a really great series.
You know,
And I recommend at least the ones I've played. I haven't played Twilight Princess or Skyward Sword or the DS ones or Breath of the Wild. But of Zelda 1, 2, 3, Link's Awakening, and Ocarina of Time, most of those are really fine games. And one of them is still probably worth experiencing if you're a fan of the franchise. Cool Land enjoyed it. Kavi's enjoyed it. I'm really curious to see how I feel about Breath of the Wild when I finally play it one day. You guys all love it. My brother loves it. His opinion, as you guys have probably figured out by now, his opinion on games is very important to me. My friend Ein, his opinion on games is very important to me, loves it. But I watched Ein play it extensively. I watched him play it for hours. And I fucking thought it looked dumb as hell. Oh no. Oh, this game looks like ass.
He jumped a little further.
But everybody I know loves it.
That loser.
It's meant to be a singular experience, kind of like Skyrim or Oblivion, something like that, perhaps. Again, I get the impression it's supposed to be like very immersive. Supposed to get immersed. Might not work with a group. To me, it just seemed very gameplay devoid. It seemed like it wasn't that tight engineering-wise from a gameplay perspective. It seemed like a lot of wandering around and not doing a heck of a whole lot. With no, it looked to me like, you know, like what I do in Zelda. It looked to me exactly like what I do in Ocarina of Time, for instance, which is wandering around doing nothing, but with no dungeons to round it out. Like, what do you do in that game? What do you actually find and look for and search for, if not a dungeon?
Jesus, why did they throw kill?
The longest long play ever has its caveats.
Jesus Christ.
If you ever played Skies of Arcadia, I have not. It would be his favorite game to stream, I bet, says Cool Land. You remember that reward and feeling you get for finding shit while exploring? Breath of the Wild has that, huh? On a different scale. I talked in a previous stream about how much I love, you know, exploring an open world and finding stuff. To me, that's everything. That could be the whole game. I don't need a dungeon. I don't need a boss fight. I just need to have an open world full of stuff that I can find that's rewarding to find. And sounds like that's what you're talking about, Katie. But again, from what I watched, I just can't understand. Again, of course, I didn't play it myself. And I only saw a portion of the game. Although I can think of it as kind of a large portion of the game that I saw. I just can't understand where you find this stuff. There's like no caves. There's no...
Oh, let's go.
There's no... Again, no dungeons. No castles. Like, what is it? Like, all I saw was a bunch of fucking hills and mountains. It looked huge. It was a huge environment, KD. But, like, what was there in it?
So much damage. How
But
is this dude
I gotta
still
try it myself, I
alive?
guess. Maybe I'm totally wrong. It just seemed to me like a big empty space.
Punish.
I can't imagine that there was... It seemed to be as though there really couldn't be stuff to find.
Oh, he's done so.
If there's things to find, I'm down.
He could hang with that Lionheart.
It seemed to me like there would be no place to hide stuff. Like, where do you find it? Shout out to twitch.tv/KD Alpha, guys.
He was a formidable opponent,
We were just talking about FF8 just now.
but still free as fuck.